Hey everyone, Tony for Vegas Hyper Adventures. So today we got the Hardtail back out. All right, so we're on Mustang Loop right now and just riding it in, getting it into the, dropping into the desert. Like I said, the Hardtail just feels, to me anyway, it feels like you're more connected to the bike, to the ground. And I got this thing pretty much dialed in. I've switched out a lot of stuff. I still got a rock shock on there, so that's made a difference. You can get a rattle here, a rattle there, but mainly pretty quiet. It feels like a bike. It doesn't feel like an e-bike because it doesn't have, you know, constant power like the mid-drive. The mid-drive. The mid-drive is always on, always delivering power. This bike here, it allows you to really get a good workout. Yeah, and I think that's something I've missed. So I think I'm sticking with the Hardtail. My wife has the 26-inch, I have the 29. They're pretty much identical now. And we're just gonna ride them out and have fun when I'm climbing. But it's fun. It's a little jumper. It's a beast. There's no doubt it's a beast. And it rides good. What I did was, when the other bike, because this bike got jacked up by an Indian casino. That's a long story, but my wife and I went on a road trip and we stayed the night at an Indian casino in Flagstaff. And normally, my wife always laughs at me because I want to always take the bikes in the room and never leave them with anybody or anywhere. And this particular time we came in, our room wasn't ready, and she said it'd be ready in about an hour or so. So she said we could just leave everything in this storage room closet ordeal, which had cameras, by the way. And they text me when the room was ready. So I get a text and I come in to grab my luggage and the bikes and everything, and the bikes aren't like how we left them. And my bike is like plastered up into a fucking rack and shit with the handlebars all twisted around several times. I'm like, what the fuck? I started looking at it and there's all kinds of shit broken. Wires snapped. The cutoff switch was broken off. The shifter, little plastic cover was broke. Wires all stretched and shit. And, you know, I'm like, what the fuck? So, you know, not to make this a huge story, I ended up getting them to pay for it. You know, I mean, went to REI, they told them I want them to everything replaced. You know, I don't know what wires are stretched and what's not. Had to replace the brake levers from Hyper. I had to get new ones. Anyhow, so I got the bike back and I've been riding it. I love it. I mean, I spent a lot of time on those mid drives, and I'm telling you, first of all, one thing, and I'm not knocking them by any means, especially Hyper, because Hyper's been amazing. Their customer service, their pricing, you know, these are budget e-bikes, so what do you expect? They're gonna break, you know, I mean, but that doesn't mean that you can't go out and, you know, send it, because when I was a kid, we used to go off the rack on Walmart and buy a piece of crap Huffy bike, and we'd send the shit out of that thing, you know, and we would beat that bike, and we didn't service it, we didn't do shit, we just beat it up. So when Hyper came out with these bikes and they were online at Walmart, hell yeah. You buy it, you fix it up a little bit and you send it. You can't be afraid. I mean, you can get 2 or 3 of them for the price you get for a, you know, a $5,000 e-bike. So if it breaks, you have the warranty. You know, unfortunately mine broke after the manufacturer warranty, so now I'm fighting with the extended warranty. But that's a video for a different day if it doesn't go the way I want it to go. Insurance is just a legal scam if you ask me. So anyhow, I highly recommend you guys who have the Hyper mid-drive bikes with the full suspension. If you're gonna ride like in this kind of stuff, or any rocks or dirt that has rocks that are gonna shoot up on you, I highly recommend you do something to the bottom of that battery or motor. Wrap it with some foam, duct tape over the top of the foam, whatever. Just be sure if you do that, there's 3 little slits that allow water to come out of there. Make sure you cut those slits on the foam and duct tape. That's what I did, and it lasted because mine had cracked. And then I did the foam and the duct tape, and it lasted. I got my money's worth out of it for sure. I had 2,000 plus miles on it, and all of it was like this, pretty much. So definitely got my money's worth. Okay, so now we're climbing out of Cactus Slalom. I'm gonna do a big old loop today. Today's probably the best day of the year. I think it was 73 degrees when I started. No wind. A little breeze here and there maybe. Blue sky is absolutely perfect. We're gonna tear this baby up. All right, here's some handling some chunk. And again, listen how quiet it is. These are just little bumps. The shock absorbing everything. I'm just sitting down, pedaling through it. Now it'll get a little noisy because I'm not pedaling, but so you're gonna hear a little snap. Uh-oh. Bad line. It's so cool. It is so cool. Yeah. I mean, this bike, I keep saying, but you're just in tune to the bike more. You can chuck it around, it's way lighter, especially with all the, you know, front end work. This bike is way lighter. The dropper post is lighter than the original post. Pedals are lighter than the original pedals. All right, so now we're gonna do this front side of landmine and ride it over to back to Little Daytona, and then continue on to landmine, wrap around, and then ride back up Old Spanish Hill, an Old Spanish Trail, back to the parking lot. So it's a pretty good loop. It's perfect for this bike. Landmine test it pretty good. The backside of landmine gets pretty chunky, but I just did the whole thing the other day and it did pretty good. I stay in low power. That way my battery goes through the whole thing. I'm probably halfway through and I haven't even lost a light yet, so I should be losing a light here pretty soon. But this battery, this bigger battery does great. Yeah, see, I'm 7 miles in and I'm probably gonna do about 14 miles. So yeah, I'm about halfway. All right, this is a cool little section right here. We're still on landmine loop, and we've come out of that little chunky section and we're making a left. And this is probably my favorite part of the trail. Once we get through this little washy area and over this boulder, it's so cool. It's nice and flowy and fun, and you know, a little bit of chunk here, a little bit of chunk there, but nothing major. We're gonna roll this boulder, even on the hardtail. Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice. The hardtail just sucks that up. I mean, I'm telling you, this bike is sick. It's so fun to ride. This is beautiful right here. You're just riding along this wash right here. Yeah, get some. Let's go. Yeah. Big old smile on my face as I get to open it up a little bit. Ooh. You see straight ahead. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try to point it out. That hill right there, that's they call it the hurl. I don't do the hurl. That shit's crazy. There's the turnoff for the hurl right there if you want to go, and they call it the hurl for a reason. This is pretty fun right here. And then I'm gonna cut it off. I'm not gonna continue on landmine. I'm going to wrap around to Old Spanish Trail right here, which is kind of a fun little trail. Here's Old Spanish Trail now, and just ride it down. That's the road we come up on. Yeah, get some, hardtail. Let's go. Nice. This is cool. Yeah, you can see it turns into an old Jeep trail, Old Spanish Trail. This is probably the road before they built that road. 10 miles. I'm in low power second gear, just cruising along. 3 solid bars of power. It's going in between 3 and 2 now. As I use the power, it drops down to 2. Come on, legs, let's go. Sick. Man, this bike is so fucking awesome. All right, so we're continuing on Old Spanish Trail. So cool. This is a great loop for a workout, for sure. I mean, you get a nice workout. It's a big loop, it's very scenic. Not anything hard, you know, nothing that's super, super technical. Probably that drop in and climb out a little Daytona is probably the most techiest part, and maybe a little bit of landmine as we wrap around on that far side before we get to that wash. That's pretty techy back there, but it's a great loop though. Very scenic. 11 miles and 3 ticks still. 3 bars. When I start to pedal, it goes down to 2 as it pulls power, but that's normal on these bikes. If you really want to know where your power, look at your battery. I think I'm starting to develop that little rattle inside. Might have to stuff some foam up in there. I hate rattles. But when the bike gets beat around as much as it does, okay, here's Rubber Ducky, we were here. Yeah, yep, it's developing the rattle again. So this is the little Rubber Ducky connector, which will connect to Mustang Loop, and we'll climb out, we'll be done. So that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd appreciate all the support I can get. I'm Tony Ferrer, Vegas Hyper Adventures. I'm out.